Hello everyone, this is Lone Wolf VR, and we've had a lot of new information on Firewall Ultra coming out in the last week, as it comes out in 2 days now. So it's very close, and they're actually starting to give us a lot of information. Not only that, we've gotten some more details and gameplay of Madison VR, so I just wanted to go over a bit of that. I haven't really gone over all this stuff myself, so I'll be like doing it at the same time as I'm talking to you. So we're gonna see about that. We got two different blogs that they've done. They did one on the 17th, and they did one today. The one on the 17th is, let's say, it's mostly about one of the new modes they have, which is the single player mode, which is called Exfil. That's for, I believe, 4 players versus the computer. And I guess I skimmed through this a bit. Like, I didn't go into super detail because they're basically pointing out the fact that this is an exfiltration type of mode, to where you're going to be wanting to get in and find. They're going to have, some type of setup you're going to need to get to and link into first. That'll reveal the 3 laptops that they actually have, and then you and your teammates have to actually go to those 3 laptops. And once you actually get to each of them, like normal, you're going to hack into each of them, and then you actually have to get to the extraction point and actually get out of there while mostly probably under fire, because they're going to have the AI coming after you that whole time. They're going to be having their own strategies. They're going to be breaking up. They're going to be patrolling. They're going to be looking for you, and they're not going to make it easy. They've said that it's a lot more difficult to do them than before, so you're going to have to come up with some kind of ample strategy to be able to do this. Because I know in 0 Hour, the AI was dumb as can be. Like, I played that early on, and they would literally just sit in the room or just run directly into you, into the bullets. You almost would never die to them. They had no strategies, no nothing. But this time around, they're going to have gadgets they can use. They're going to use their grenades. They're going to have some type of plan to flank you, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to make it a lot more interesting, other than just having the one mode. Like, they also had a gameplay trailer that came out this time. I'm not going to show that. Like, if you want to see the gameplay trailer, it's not that hard to find. You can find this blog and look up Firewall Ultra. I'm sure it's on YouTube as well. You can find them. Basically, what they were saying here, say, it's you and 3 players go out on missions to secure data on the 3 laptops, as I said. Again, they only had 1 before. It'll make it where there's a lot more to do than that, because again, with the computer, it was very easy to get past then. So they said they designed all the maps so that whether you're going against other players or you're going against the computer, AI, whatever you want to call it, you'll be able to have it set up to do either ones. And they'll have it set up to where every time's not going to be the same. You don't know where the laptops are going to be. You don't know where the enemy is going to be. You're going to have different ways to go around the map each time you want to actually play through these levels. For me, I'm hoping the levels are big enough to make that work, but also not so big that you're constantly getting lost and taking forever to get to stuff. It's not something I'm super worried about, because 0 Hour didn't really have that problem. All the maps, for the most part, were pretty good. You know, some were bigger than others, though. Say when you first load into a mission in Exfil, you'll have to hack into one of the 2 available access points. That's the word I was trying to figure out, and it just didn't pop in my head. An access point, which seems about the same thing you did in 0 Hour. You'd have to find the access point, and then it would reveal where the laptops are. I'm going to assume it'll be probably not all together, though I could be wrong. It could be one at a time, or all 3. Either way, you would have to come up with different plans on the fly to figure out what you're going to do. Okay, it's looking like all the laptops are going to be revealed at once. I guess you'll have to figure out which one you want to go to first. Which one's more heavily guarded, which one seems easier. They said they'll see once revealed, they'll appear at spawn points from the dynamic set of locations. So when you replay levels, it's not repetitive. Because again, if it's the same thing, it'll be repetitive. You want it to be set up so you can play it over and over again and not be like, oh, this is automatically where it's going to be. One of the problems Pavlov has, my cat right next to me, is even after they've done some updates like spawn points, like just for your character, can be awful sometimes. You can have people spawn directly behind you out of nowhere and automatically kill you. I've had that happen so many times. What do you want, girl? I swear. But you've had that happen so many times that it can ruin some of the enjoyment of fun if it's not done right. And this should make things more interesting with this. Obviously, it's not talking about spawning enemies or players themselves, but spawning where the actual laptops are going to be. Come here. Sorry. Come over here. Okay, in case you're wondering, it's my cat. She always wants to climb up in my lap or on the computer or anything else. Okay, so AI enemies also have an assortment of gadgets at their disposal, similar to players, but the ability to throw out grenades, lay traps, breach rooms by kicking down doors, and even deploy C4 charges, which sounds like fun. I think they did some of that stuff, but not all of it before. They're basically saying that they're not just going to run in front of your gun and be idiots. They'll flank, take cover, react. We'll see how that actually works when we play the game, because we've got 2 days and we're playing anyway. But I'm hoping they're smarter, because if they're dumb as a sack of bricks, it's not going to help anything. And if you manage to get through all that and get the intel, things will escalate, and you'll have to get back to the evacuation point, and then they're going to be throwing some hard enemies at you while you wait for the chopper to get there. Which sounds like a lot of fun if they've done right. And now they're trying to sell me on it again, which I already bought the digital deluxe, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, this is the one from today. I don't know anything about this at all. On what they're talking about here. Let's see. This is like a roadmap. Let's see. Details expect after the launch, multiplayer. Blah. See, they're basically saying this is new. Okay, what they've set up. Okay. Launch content. In total, there will be 8 different maps in Firewall Ultra at launch, each of which is fully playable in both our popular intense 4v4 PvP contracts as well as our new exfil mode. You can obviously I just went over that, so I don't have to go over that again. See, the most interesting is that when showing off the first look at the brand new map for Firewall Ultra in the launch trailer Crossroads, which they also have this trailer out. This is the launch trailer. This is probably one you would want to go and look for, because it shows one of the brand new maps that they have available. See, the map is in Middle Eastern city shortly after local rebels were in a firefight that led civilians into an evacuation. There are multiple buildings you can enter, and you'll notice some of them were being used as cells for rebel operations, while others are typical domestic residents and businesses. There's a ton of variety in this map with lots of environmental storytelling to digest if you explore and look into it. Okay, basically saying it's a live service game beyond the regular loadouts. You'll be able to create your own custom ones, which you could in the first game, so that's nothing new. You'll be unlocking new equipment. See, from Black Road dealers, you earn crypto, which is the in-game currency you can earn. You can kit them out with new attachments, camo paint, which is all the kind of stuff you could do before. And obviously, if you get the game pre-ordered now, before it comes out, you'll get the legendary Reaper X75 weapon. And the post-launch, roadmap. Let's see. Obviously, they'll have, if you can get it early, you can get their first operation if you want. They're showing in the first year they're going to have 4 operations, 60 rewards per. Each of them is going to have a new contractor, which will be nice, and each will have a new skill. Actually, I don't know if it'll be a new skill, but they'll have a skill. I would assume they're going to be new. You'll have a new weapon, other rewards because it'll be 60, the same kind of things. I'm assuming as before. You'll have like attachment for your guns. You'll have camo. You'll have trinkets, maybe different kind of sights and smoke. I don't know. I'll have to see if they come up with some kind of new ideas. So that's what I'll be interested to see, if they have stuff that they didn't have in 0 Hour. They're also going to have, in that time frame, they're going to come out with 2 new maps. I'm going to guess 1 map per 2 operations. And they said 2 new co-op modes. I wonder what that'll be. Do they say anything about that? So you see above, the first operation, 160 rewards, attachments, and game boosters, blah blah blah. We've also got plans in the game with new gameplay and features and other improvements, which will roll out gradually to all players. Additionally, we're planning to release 2 new maps, playable in both exfil and contracts, and 2 new co-op PvE modes, all of which will be available at no charge to all players. So you can get all that for free as long as you own the game. I'll be long for you. Okay, I'm wondering what those new co-op modes will be. Obviously, they're not ready to tell them right just now, but that could be interesting to have more actual content thrown into the game. Now, we've been waiting on this. They said they were going to let us know something about Madison VR, and they put out a gameplay trailer. Again, go to YouTube. You can find that, no problem. I still need to actually watch that when I get the chance. I've seen Madison itself played all the way through, so it's nothing new to me from that. But I've never played it myself, so seeing how they actually got this in the VR and the changes might have made it would be interesting. So your horrors await. They said, okay, they're saying let's take a look at the horrors that await you when it launches on PlayStation VR 2 this Halloween season. So that tells us they plan on having this out by Halloween, which is good. I'd very much like to have that spooky game to play, because it looks scary enough. I never bought it because it seemed too puzzle heavy to me, like non-stop puzzles, but in VR I'd definitely be interested. See, throws you into immersive, terrifying world when you utilize an instant camera in your virtual hands. You can bridge the gap between our world and the unknown. Okay, take pictures. Okay, that's all it. So since launch, been working on visual enhancements that will create you even deeper into the horrors of Madison, fully in VR this time. From lighting textures to 3D objects and much more, everything else has been polished. And yeah, you can see them showing it. I assume making it a lot darker, which is better. You don't want it too light in there. It can take away this fright. Saying, taking full advantage of PSVR2 technology, you will be able to feel new levels of immersion thanks to the OLED displays, eye tracking. So basically, they're going to keep track of your eyes. I wonder if they'll have any spooks for that. 3D audio helps distinguish stuff. Breathe it down your neck, lose his hands, and the main character. So sense control, you'll be using haptics and adaptive triggers in this as well. One of the most significant changes into Madison VR will include new opportunities to interact with the environment and inspect even the smallest detail. You'll be able to pick up and interact with all kinds of objects in your hand. Just be careful. You okay? Okay. And just be careful what you pick up. I wonder what that means. Like, they're gonna have traps you wouldn't expect, because obviously you couldn't just pick up anything in the flat version. So I'm really interested in how they'll handle it. If they've added in new horror stuff that you wouldn't have known if you just played the normal game. Okay, instant camera photos. Incorporating VR technology, we're able to, was always in mind since the first conception of Madison back in 2016. Dang. The main mechanic, taking a photograph and being able to develop it with on one's hands and shaking the instant photo. That's about what I expected. Plays a fundamental role in the ability to connect the world and the living with the beyond. Let's see, going through the stories. So you'll be able to actually shake the pictures and everything. So that'll be a lot of fun. Take it on, aim, station. Okay, we got that. Every time you take a photograph in the game, the camera will eject the print from its front. You'll need to grab the photo with your other hand and shake it to develop it and see its contents. Not all photographs will show something out of the ordinary. Some will be revealing disturbing information unable to see with your own naked eyes. You will, while others will burn in your hand. That's interesting. Okay, I was hoping to at least do that. So that seems one of the bit more basic things. Again, you can see this later if you want to. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to possibly get hit for like, oh, you showed our trailer. Well, we flag your video. So again, it says it's gonna be available for purchase. Oh, both physical and digital for PSVR2 this season. Okay, this Halloween season. Okay, I may or may not get that. Other than that, also I wanted to make note that sometime in the future I will be playing Song in the Smoke because I bought that physically, and I'm gonna be getting it like on Sunday because it was on sale for Best Buy for $25. So I do plan on playing that. I don't know when because I'll be playing a lot of Firewall Ultra and probably Phasmophobia whenever it comes out. It just says this month. We'll see if they're actually able to make that or not. Then we also have Crossfire that I'm not sure yet if I'm going to buy that right away or not. For $40, I'm not sure. Then we also have Green Hell, which I played a bit of. I don't plan on playing any more of that until I ordered some contacts that go in the headset itself. Like, what is it? Little things that go into the headset itself that hold like the lenses. It's like VR lenses, so I'll better have my prescription lens in there. So when it comes to writing or anything in the far distance that I need to be able to see numbers, I'm hoping it'll make that a lot better because in Green Hell VR, I literally can't see what's being said inside the book at all. So it's telling me how to play, but I'm not getting it. So there's no point in me playing any further until I can actually see that stuff and give it a proper chance. What I played thus far is but I'm not even out of the tutorial, so I want to give it more of a chance before I go in because I'm just gonna not have a good time if I keep going in past it. So there's really no reason to. But that's really going to do it for me. There's nothing really else I have going forward other than in the near future, in a couple days, I'll be playing a lot of Firewall Ultra on stream, so you can look forward to that. And I will see y'all in the next video.